What's up, guys? Bullvi the Fell-Handed here, bringing you the Way of the Derp, Part 12. Here we are on Pearl River. The greens have spawned on the northwest side. The reds have spawned on the southwest side. I am rolling one deep here, and the idea here is to go into the center, all the roads, switchbacks, what have you. We are top tier, so we can throw our weight around a little bit. And normally I don't like to go to the center. The reason for this is it's really easy for a few tanks to get in there and really put a hurting on you. And I'm hoping to be the guy who puts the hurting on people because, you got a KV2, he pops around the corner, he derps, he backs up, he reloads. That's exactly what I'm wanting to do. That's my plan of attack. And I'm hoping I have enough greens with me to go in here and maybe take some of the pressure off me, because typically what would happen if I went in here by myself, I would pull out, I would derp somebody, I would back up, and then they would all just roll me. I would be mad, throw controller down, whole nine. That's kind of what we're not looking at here. That's what we don't want to do. We had a green of ours go in there and just kind of get really messed up right off the gate, and it looks like he is wanting to go back to the garage as soon as possible, because it looks like he's still trying to put pressure on the light tank that ripped him a new one. We're going to go up here and see if we can't perhaps have a retort ready for this light tank that has messed up our compadre. Now we have, not even going to go into details. If you see that coming, you see a KV2, it's going to go bad for you. So we derped a guy just right off the gate there. So that was, that's an excellent way to start the match. You get the first kill of the match, lo and behold, it's a one-shot. I'm very wary of this light tank running around in here. I don't want to get flank shots. I'm not a fan of that. Overextend myself here, made obviously an error, managed to derp the guy. Someone is not staying in their lane. This is extremely important. When you have numerous tanks pushing the front here, make sure you stay in your lane so the other tank can back up when he reloads. Heavy tanking 101. I have a guy here in the back. We're going to try to scope and just maybe run a blind fire connected with him. So, that was a good thing. Blind fires with this tank doesn't really necessarily work because you have no idea on earth where the shell's going to go. That pretty much goes across the board. Granted, you could have any tank, fire and you don't know where it goes, but .60 accuracy doesn't really facilitate accurate firing. Made another shot. If you think a KV2 is looking at you, you need to get out of there. Now, on this tank, I do run a rammer, a GLD, and vents. And the idea behind that is, as soon as the gun gets up, you want to fire. So, what do you do to make the gun fire faster? You put vents on it. Vents gives you 5%. Then you put a rammer on it. That adds 10%. Or, takes off 10%. Rush the derp. And that was one of those things is, I scoped him. You saw him back up a little bit. I was afraid he would fire that last round and then back up completely, so I rushed the derp. Remember, guys, if you have time, take time. And, that is one of those situations where I need to take my own advice. If you have time, take time. Because if, you can wait on the reticle to move in some more. You can make a more accurate shot. Shots on target, that's what we're looking at. This is not, the Cromwell where it's volume. This is the KV2 where, your one shot is everything. So, that's kind of what we're looking for. We're not looking for shots on target. We're looking for one shot on target. Because if you hit someone just right, you can turn out their lights. And that's what we're looking for in the KV2. Now, the team is doing very well in this game, and I was lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time, because if I went to the wrong flank, I would not have any damage, I would not have any kills, I would just be driving around wondering exactly what happened. So that's why, you need to make sure your tank goes to the proper contested area. If you do not, then of course you will not get any damage, so on and so forth. You'll be wondering why. Why did I do so bad this game? Well, your tank wasn't in the right place at the right time, and that's all it boils down to. That's why I like... Oh, that was an amazing derp, even if I say so myself. It boils down to having your tank in the right place at the right time. That's why typically I like to run a lot of medium or light tanks, because if you do make the error of not being in the right location at the right time, you can easily fix that with your high speed, mobility, what have you. With the KV2, you're more or less committed. You go to a given flank. If there's a lot of people there, you're more or less not going to leave that flank. You know, you're either going to die there or you're going to kill everything there. The game's going to be over regardless. So when it boils down to that, it kind of makes a little bit more sense now. So guys, thank you for watching. 2053 damage, blocked 455. Please remember to subscribe.